And welcome back to the show. MetroPlusHealth plan has provided access to affordable, quality health care to residents across New York City. And recently, the organization partnered with the United Federation of Teachers, the New York City Mayor's Office, and other community partners to host a free COVID-19 vaccination event, encouraging Bronx teens to protect themselves against the virus as the school year comes to a close. Joining us now to share a little bit more about vaccination and more, we're pleased to be joined by the Chief Brand and External Relations Officer at MetroPlusHealth, Lesleigh Irish-Underwood. Leslie, good to have you.
Good afternoon, Darren. How are you?
I'm well, and really preparing for the summer as best as I possibly can, and I think you are too.
Yeah.
But when we talk about this, we talk about our kids, and one of the things that we know, the school is out, as I said in the intro, getting to a place of being out, and you want to make sure that students are safe. And so tell us about MetroPlus Health and the work that you guys are doing.
Absolutely. Well, as you highlighted, MetroPlusHealth has been serving the New York City communities and constituents of the city for over 35 years. And, it's important that we always believe ourselves to be more than a health plan. Our role, it goes well beyond making certain that people have access to quality health care and really goes into how we're serving all of the needs of the communities across New York City. And so we're really proud to be partnering with the U of T, the New York City Department of Education, the Mayor's Office. We've pulled together a variety of different community partners to help put on a free vaccination event in partnership with the Bronx Writing Academy on 167th Street. Really 2 dates. A first shot that's happening on the 4th, and then second shot, and we'll also hope that there'll be members of the community that will come in for their first shots on June 25th, Friday, June 25th, so that before the end of the school year, we are helping to ensure that students in the Bronx are adequately, really protected, that they can hope to enjoy their summer. We're calling it a pre-vacation vaccination. So, our goal is to really be helpful in any way, shape, or form that we can with both the UFT and its teachers, as well as the DOE, to make sure that we get students back in seats and back in school this coming fall.
Walk me through what it's been like, because when you talk about students, we know, particularly in communities of color, there's already been vaccine hesitancy. You talk about younger people, they're the ones who have expressed hesitancy as well. What have you learned and what have you found?
Our hope is that by doing this in a location where students and families are used to connecting on a day-to-day basis, that we can start to break down some of the vaccine hesitancy that we're seeing in certain communities across New York. What we're hoping is that by doing an event at the school where parents and students are used to interacting on a variety of different levels, that we will be able to break down a bit of that vaccine hesitancy. The Bronx Writing Academy is a community school, one of the New York City community schools. And so not only are they a school-based location, but they are a location for all sorts of additional services, whether it's food insecurity or other sort of income supports. This school serves as a hub for a variety of needs of families and those students in that Bronx community. And so it's a place that they are used to connecting with on a number of different issues. Our hope is that by doing it at a location like Bronx Writing Academy, where families are used to interacting, that we'll be able to find a way for people to be a little bit more comfortable with the idea of getting vaccinated and getting back to school in the fall.
How about what else you're hearing in terms of, I know the community's out there and the summer, the weather's getting warmer, people are going more and more outdoors. Are people making the push to be vaccinated more, considering the fact that they understand that this is the season of the outdoors?
Thankfully, Darren, what we're seeing in terms of some of the information that we have access to at MetroPlus is that, the numbers are going in the right direction. The numbers are heading in the right direction in terms of, where we are with hospitalizations, where we are with the number of New Yorkers that have received at least one vaccine, and certainly those that are fully vaccinated. Speaking personally, I have a 16-year-old son. I was ready at the moment that he was able to actually get vaccinated. I was ready to make sure that he was fully protected for the summer. He plays football. He's interacting with other students. His school's trying to move beyond remote learning, even to allow students to interact with each other and with their educators. And so I was eager to try to find a way to be sure that as he was riding the trains, as he was moving around the city, and certainly as he was interacting with his classmates, that he was in a safe position, and also that he could keep the community he interacts with safe as well.
All right. How hard was it to have that parent conversation about the importance of the vaccination, and how receptive was he?
I have to say it wasn't a tough conversation, to be honest. Everyone in my household has been vaccinated. My husband's an educator, and so he was vaccinated early as someone who was, considered an essential employee, working with Metro Plus and moving into communities and serving communities. I was also vaccinated early as an essential employee, and I've got a 24-year-old daughter who also lives here with us, and she too got vaccinated as soon as she was eligible. And so, having the conversation with my son was really quite easy, and he was really ready for it. He's ready to get out and about. And I think lots of teens who have been at home doing school remotely, not able to sort of live the spring and summer that they're used to, I think they're all really ready to get out and about. And that was part of the reason that Metro Plus was really happy to partner with the DOE and UFT and support their efforts to get students vaccinated in whatever way we could.
And speaking of out and about, you have another event coming up on the 24th.
We do. It's actually on Friday, June 25th.
I'm sorry.
No problem. It's also back at Bronx Writing Academy. What we did, working with the mayor's office and the New York City vaccine team, is to set up two events. We wanted to make sure that we really made it easy. We had heard that getting appointments was challenging. We had heard, and I think you all have even reported on the challenge of digital access, right? For everyone who needed to make appointments online, that was often a barrier. And so part of this effort is to really knock down those barriers and bring vaccinations into the community and create an ease and an access that perhaps hasn't always been there. And so, what we did was set up two events on the 4th for first doses, and already with a date set for the second dose, so that community knows they don't need to look for a place, they don't need to travel into the city, they don't need to necessarily, go out looking for a place to get a second vaccine. It's scheduled, they're scheduled, it'll be there for them to access right away.
Awesome. And so for people who don't know a little bit about MetroPlusHealth, an opportunity to share a little about the organization.
Sure. I mean, MetroPlusHealth is New York City's health plan. It's been interesting to understand that so many people don't really quite know that. MetroPlusHealth has been serving New York City communities and certainly vulnerable New Yorkers for many decades. We have, products and services that really allow for us to, serve the variety of needs of New Yorkers across any sort of income spectrum and a variety of different industries. Our work is very focused on those that are making New York City work and move. And so, if you are in need of adequate and quality health insurance, by all means, please join us. Please, we will certainly be on site at the events. And, we welcome the opportunity to serve as many New Yorkers as we possibly can.
Well, Lesleigh, I want to thank you so much for being with us here, talking about MetroPlusHealth and the work of vaccination. Very important, and particularly amongst our young people. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Thanks so much, Daren, for having me.
All righty. Well, now listen, if you want more information, please visit the website, metroplus.org. And then also, you can follow them on social media at MetroPlusHealth.